Okay, I got these lamps here. Buddy of mine at work. It's his wife's lamps. I guess he said they picked them up. Maybe some antique place or something at some point a long time ago. Anyway, he wants me to powder coat them. So I'm going to attempt to take them apart and sandblast them. And then he gave me a couple colors that they're looking at doing. I'm gonna see if they have them. So yeah, so we'll get these things stripped down, and then I'll get them sandblasted, and we'll throw some powder on them. This one is ready to go. This one has not been sandblasted yet. It was really tough to sandblast these. I guess I'm not sure. Paint on there was pretty thick. And it was old too. That may have had something to do with it. Hopefully it wasn't lead paint, but I don't think it was. So this is ready to go. So what I'm going to do with these, kind of what I've found out with powder coating stuff, is that you see all these little holes and stuff in here. That makes it really difficult. Sometimes it seems like for the powder to stick to certain areas, at least with my setup I've got going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hot coat these things. I'm going to put this in the oven, and this piece specifically, put it in the oven, heat it up, and then powder it, and it should adhere pretty good. These I'm just going to do separately. I've just got it put together so I wouldn't forget how it went together. These I'm going to do separately on the oven rack. I'm going to have to do this in my kiln, my pottery kiln, my daughter's pottery kiln. So I'll do that because it won't fit. This thing won't fit in the oven. So I'm going to get it set up. I'm going to clean up. I powder coated the wheels yesterday for the Miata, so I'm going to get it all cleaned up. I've got powder everywhere, all over the floor. Get the Miata backed out of here, and clean up the shop so won't be any cross contamination with the powder or whatever. So anyway, let me get set up and we'll get started. I have to do these in two separate things. So some of these parts I'm going to lay flat on the grate, and some of them I'm going to hang. So let me get them, and I'll have to do them separately. I imagine I'll have to do them separately. Anyway, let me get this. Let me get them taken apart and placed out here, and maybe we'll go ahead and preheat them, and then we'll throw some powder on them. All right, so I got these parts ready. They are sandblasted and ready to go in the oven. I'm going to preheat them in the oven, and then I'll throw some powder on them and let you see what they look like. Okay, so I'm going to pull these parts out. They've been preheating, and then we're going to throw some powder on them. Okay, I'm going to hook my... Alright, I'm going to hook my ground wire up. Got all these wires connected right here, so I'm just going to hook it right there. And then we'll get to spraying. So while I'm showing you this, I'll show you this little mod where I zip tied my button here that you have to hold down to powder coat with on the side of the handle, so I don't have to use two hands anymore. Makes it a little bit easier. Okay, I got these things coated. Hook my ground wire. Just throw them back in the oven. Okay, got them in there. and give them about 15 minutes on 400 and see what it looks like. Alright, it's been 15 minutes. We'll pull these things out, looking nice and shiny. Get them out and get them pulled off. Okay, it turned out really nice. Looks really good. Got good adhesion all the way around on everything. Good deal. Got all these small pieces. I got all the small pieces powder coated, and they turned out okay. There's some pieces that had some rust on them, and I could, like these thin pieces, and I couldn't really sandblast them because they were eating through. Like one here, you could see it's kind of ate through right there, so I couldn't really get some of the contamination off of it, but it turned out pretty good. I actually powder coated that one twice, so. But yeah, looking pretty good. So I've got the kiln heating up. I'll take y'all in there now and show you the kiln. Okay, so I got the kiln heating up. I put this is a barbecue or a grill thermometer, and I've just got it in the side here, and it's run right in there, kind of give me an idea how hot it is in there. So right now we're at 327. Probably getting ready to pop this thing in here. I've got this handle to hang it from, and then I've got a ground wire that I'm going to use. Make sure I get good contact with it. So anyway, probably fixing to stick this thing in here, let it preheat, and then we'll get to putting some powder on it. Okay, let's see what this thing looks like. We're at 478 on the temp. This thing's hot. Pull her out and get her coated. All right, here we go. Okay, now unhook my ground clamp here. A little dusty in here, and we're gonna pick this thing back up, and we're gonna put it back in the oven. All right, we got it in here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's in there. We're gonna let it do about 15 minutes in there. Right now we're at 343, so it'll heat back up really quick because that thing is hot. We'll pull it out and see what she looks like. Okay, about 15 minutes here. We'll go ahead and pull it out. Oh yeah, looks good. Let's take it in the light. Okay, there it is. Just got out of the oven. Man, it looks really good. Looks like all the little areas are covered up really good. This thing was a pain to sandblast. All those little areas. What kind of paint it had on it, but it was pretty thick. But yeah, and this turned out really nice. So guess we'll let these things cool down. I'll get the fan going, and we will put it back together. Okay, something that I had realized when I was taking it apart is like I wasn't going to be able to tell what wire was what. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ohm these wires out so I know which one's hot and which one's neutral. And then I'm just going to put a piece of, whichever one's hot, I'm going to put a piece of black heat shrink on it. That way I go to wire it up, I'll know how they're supposed to go. And anybody that rewires it in the future, they'll know too. Okay, so here's the final product. Turned out pretty good. I had it hooked up a while ago to the had the lights hooked up to it earlier, but I already unplugged it. I forgot the video. So anyway, yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. Yeah, everything covered really well, a lot better than I thought it would. So, yep. So yeah, that's that. I've got another one to do. So I wanted to get the one together to make sure this is what we wanted, and make sure I knew how to put it together, because I needed actually use this other one right here to look and make sure I was putting it back together right. So the wiring's kind of funky. It's got like a switch that you can turn either the bottom light on or the top light on at the same time or separate. So anyway, yeah, so that's it. So if you like this video, like this content, more powder coating stuff, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.